Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. Welcome to Inspiration. Today I'm talking about why the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. You've heard that phrase many times, right? People who are wealthy seem to just make all the money. They seem to be the happy, not always technically happy, but people who are truly rich are happy in wealth, love, money, experiences, and health because they have a different mindset to the people who consider themselves to be poor. Okay, so let's talk about the issues of finances, for example. Those who proclaim to be wealthy, even if you take all their wealth away, eventually they make it again. Why is that? There's a there is a verse in the Bible that says, to him who has, more is given, and to him that has not, even the little that he has is taken away. And that might sound really unfair. I remember the first time I heard that, I'm thinking, that sounds so wrong. But when I got it, it was one of the most beautiful things that have happened in my life. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate. But for people who have the energy of having a lot, then it's an energy, isn't it? So they attract more to them. But if you're thinking that I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I never have enough, then that's also an energy. And like attracts like. Whatever you focus on, you're going to bring about, you're going to attract that to yourself because the energy, the low energy force of not having something is going to attract the low energy force of not having. So you're always not going to have. Whereas if you feel like you're always prosperous, things are always happening for you, life is going for you, you're feeling happy, you're feeling grateful, constantly living in that space of high, vibrant energy of having, you're going to be experiencing that as well. And why is it that to him that has little, it's taken away? I just explained about the energy. So what energy are you living in if you're feeling that things are really, really not going your way? You work your ass off, and every time you think you're going somewhere, someone comes and just snatches this money away from you. You have this other bill to pay, it comes out of nowhere. What is that? That is an opportunity for you to check your energy, the energy that you're carrying. And sometimes the energy that you're carrying is not something that you want to carry, it's a subconscious program. So your parents may have been like that and maybe like, oh, money don't grow on trees, money is hard to come by. You have to work hard for money and you have to grind for money. And sometimes, I mean, that kind of those statements, I resent them because I'm not the kind of person who like to work hard for anything unless I really want to. Yeah. So if you're in a job that you don't like and you have to work hard to make the money, then you're almost like fighting against yourself because inside your subconscious, you're like, I don't want this. I don't want this thing. You push against it. And like I've always said, anytime you push against something, there's an equal opposite push coming towards you. So pushing towards things is interacting with the very thing that you don't want, which means the energy of that is going to come at you. So what could you do in order to create a positive mindset that makes you a haver? Michael Bernard Beckwith mentioned this in a podcast or an interview he was doing. And he said, become a haver, because a haver is sending out the vibration that I have. And when you're sending out the vibration that you have, then that vibration must come back to you. So become a haver. And how you become a haver is, even if you have a little, appreciate the little that you have. Because in appreciating the little that you have, you become a haver. So you live in a small apartment, you've got a little car, okay, you're not driving around in the big Range Rover yet, or you're not living in the big mansion. And these are your things that you would love to have. But looking at someone else that has these things and going, oh, why has he got it and I haven't? That's basically you saying, I am not a haver. They're havers. And also your energy, telling them that they're havers, also create more for them and not for yourself. So Look at them and rejoice in their having, because in rejoicing in their having, you're encouraging yourself to have that energy of having, that energy of more, as opposed to the energy of lack that we tend to have when we look at other people with their wealth and envy them or reject them or speak down about them. Just remember that energy attracts energy. So become a haver. Be grateful for where you are, what you're doing, who you're with. And even if you don't want to be in that situation, sometimes it's still good to look at it, embrace it without any negative feeling and say, thank you for bringing me here. And thank you so much for this. But now I'm ready to move over here. Okay. So instead of going, I don't want to be over here. I hate this place. I don't like these people, because you're attracting more of that to yourself. So just embrace it and say, thank you for bringing me here. Find the good stuff in it. There's always something good in it. Yeah. Even if it's the very lesson of not wanting to be there that you're learning, that this is not where I belong. Yeah, you don't have to say anything negative about it. Just find the positive stuff about it. And then that will almost just propel you out of it into where you want to be. So you start focusing on the life you want to live, the place you want to be, the people you want to be around, the relationships you want to have. And then you'll start being drawn to those, or they'll be drawn to you, because again, we are energy beings and like attracts like. So become a haver. Be grateful for what you've got. Gratitude is the most powerful of energies that will bring what you want to you. But you have to be grateful first. Gratitude brings you closer to the source. And the source, when you're the source, then you have everything that you want. So the more grateful you are, the stronger you become. Your energy is bigger, it draws you closer to source, because you know that the God energy is pure, it's vibrant, it's full of unconditional love. And when you're in a state of gratitude, you can appreciate everything and everyone around you, no matter what they are, even if they seem to be a negative force in your life, because the negative creates the positive, it creates the contrast, it tells you where you don't want to be, so you know that where you want it, so you know where you want to be. So nothing in life does not serve you. Or in other words, everything in life, positive and negative, serves you in some way. So be grateful wherever you are. And then in becoming grateful, you become a haver, because then you recognize that you can have anything that you want. You can have anything that you want, because when you get drawn closer to source, you become one, and you realize that we are all one, swimming in the same soup of eternal consciousness, eternal oneness, eternal godness. So, and when you're in that energy of eternal consciousness and purity and love and light, there's nothing that you can want. In fact, you don't want anything, because you know that you have everything. And that's when things start attracting themselves to you, and you start attracting to the things that you want. So become one of the rich people, because rich people has a mindset of being havers. They have everything they want. They don't get up and go, oh, where am I going to find food today? Where am I going to get this today? They just go with the assumption that everything is working out. They have everything they need. They have the money to pay for this and do that and go here and go there. And they are always being provided for. Always being provided for. You start taking on that mindset and you watch how your life completely turns around. And you start feeling so much more happy inside. And that happiness perpetuates itself, because the more of that happy, positive, vibrant, joyful, grateful feeling you have, is the more you're going to attract. It's the more that you're going to get. So the more you're grateful for, the more the universe gives you to be grateful for. So be a haver and become very wealthy indeed. Thank you very much. This is Thashna Walsh from Thashna Walsh Lifestyle Therapy. Please check me out at www.thashnawalsh.com. The link is down below or above, depending on what platform you're watching this on. And I look forward to hearing from you again in the comments, or any questions that you may have. Just post them and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you again for for being here with me, and keep light in your heart. Just remember that you are loved beyond measure. Even if you don't feel that way, just know that deep down inside of you, there's a light that wants to come out. And once you start to look at it or the potential of it, then you start letting it out a bit at a time. So stay in the light. Just start being grateful. Start writing down a few things that you're grateful for. Could be the simplest of things. I woke up this morning. I got out of bed. I washed my face. I brushed my teeth. I have a roof over my head. I have a job to go to. And even if you don't have a job to go to, I am alive. I am well. And the whole world is full of possibilities, and anything is possible. So therefore, life will work out for me if I only see it that way. Just bear that in mind. I remember there's a time when I just did not feel like that at all. But I always remember my grandmother. She used to say this all the time. My store basket is never empty. And you know what? My grandmother hardly went to the supermarket. She hardly went to the market. I just don't remember her going to the market much. I mean, usually she takes me everywhere with her when I'm around. And she hardly went. But there was always a big basket full of food and fruit that people would always bring her. You know, these different people just bring her all this fruit. And she always said her store basket is never empty, and it never was. So whenever you start saying things, thinking a thought, that thought perpetuates a feeling. Your feeling is the magnetic force. Your thoughts is the electric force. Your feelings is the magnetic force that pulls everything that you feel towards you. So man your emotions well. And with gratitude, like I said, that will get you in the space of high vibration, great emotions, which pull the things that you're grateful for to you. And more will keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. Okay, so stay sweet, stay light, stay in gratitude. Till next time. Cheers. You have been watching Toolspiration with me, Thashna Walsh. I hope you enjoyed the information that I've given. And if you feel there's someone in your life that could benefit from this, please share. I'm happy to hear your comments and your feedback. So leave them below, along with any questions that you may have. I will always endeavor to respond. And don't forget to subscribe to future videos so that we can continue this walk to enlightenment together. Loving the journey with you. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, walk good. Talk soon.